Hey there, Wipeouters! Today I will be doing my personal review of both Wicked films, so Wicked Part 1 and Wicked for Good Part 2. So if you haven't seen any of either Part 1 or Part 2 of the Wicked stage and the Wicked movies, which which are movie adaptations of the hit Broadway slash West End musicals, which is an adaptation of Greggy McGuire, a famous author's book. Then this isn't the video for you because I will be going into quite a bit of detail, and this video will contain spoilers for both films. So here we go. First chunk will be about part 1. So, if you haven't seen the first film that came out in 2024, then don't watch this video. So here we go. Part 1 starts now. What I liked about part 1 is in fact it lets us get into a lot of detail with all the characters that will be in part 2, like Elphaba, Galinda, Fiyero, Boq, and Red Cowardly Lion. Because we'll later see them again in part 2, which is set 5 years after the events of part 1. Part 2 is. Anyway, back to part 1. And it's more very light-hearted and very comical with lots of comedic moments and a lot and I think runtime is perfect, so we can get enough time to really flesh out the characters of Elphaba and Glinda. To see how their friendship came from a rivalry, being forced to be roommates by Madame Morrible, which is, if you flip it upside down, is Wicked Witch. Which she said in her own words on the Graham Norton show when she appeared on it a few weeks back. But anyway, because you get enough time to see the Glinda and Elphaba's friendship turn from enemies, wanting to nothing to do with each other, to then going to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz, wonderful wizard, the fantastic wizard in near the end of the film, and see them, truly become best friends, just for Elphaba to realise that the wizard, in Steve Fiorero's own words, you have no real power. So Elphaba is now more determined than ever to expose the wizard for what he is, a fraud, a sham, a scam for what he truly is. And you also get to see how the Yellow Brick Road is made, thanks to Glinda choosing the colour yellow, because in Ariana Grande's own words from the film, it just screams road to me, the colour yellow. And you also get, in part 1, the mystery set for who Elphaba's birth dad is, because it's not the governor of Munchkinland, it's someone else, which I'll discuss more in part 2, which is happening now. So in part 2, we see all the animals have their freedom of speech taken away thanks to the wizard wanting only the humans to speak and the animals to remain silent and just build the Yellow Brick Road, and just for everyone to believe, and for all the citizens of Oz, either in Munchkinland or in Shiz, the university where Glinda and Elphaba went to, or in the Emerald City, to believe that the wizard is still powerful. So we get a proper action sequence to start with Elphaba now being known as the Wicked Witch of the West, taking down the guards of the Emerald City just to set the animals free and try to get their freedom of speech back. Very cut to Ariana Grande's wedding between Glinda the Good, and also Fiyero, who's now the captain of the Gale Force Guards, their task is to capture Cynthia Erivo's character and just kill her. And the way you kill the Wicked Witch is with water. And what I liked about part two is, because I've seen part two, is that you get to actually see more of Dorothy in this version of Wicked compared to the stage version, which is only just a shadow of Dorothy, just following Yellow Brick Road, and also you just get to see a shadow of Dorothy splashing Elphaba with the water compared to this version where you actually get to see not her face as a whole, because that's the mystery of it, but her proper body. And the actress that came clean to being Dorothy, and I can't remember who it was, but you can do your research about that. But anyway, we also get to see Elphaba's numerous attempts to expose the wizard by using clouds to form our wizard lines, which when no one was looking, Madame Marble does something with her hands and twists the clouds and her words to say Oz dies, which makes everyone scared of Elphaba when she's just trying to do her best to expose the wizard and get everyone on her side, but because of everyone not listening to Elphaba, everyone just gets scared, and even Boq gets scared of the Wicked Witch of the East, Nessa Rose, because once Elphaba gives her the power to levitate, because the actor that played Nessa Rose in the film actually uses a wheelchair in real life, so it would be horrible to just not promote her wheelchair usage, so she just levitates for a bit. Then, because Boq realizes that she doesn't, Nessa Rose no longer needs him because of her newfound power of levitating, he tries to leave Nessa Rose to stop Glinda's wedding, so him and Glinda can get married. Nessa Rose casts a spell for the Grimoire, which is a magic book that the Wicked Witch of the West has, but Nessa Rose uses it to try and force Boq's heart to stay with Nessa Rose, but she can't really read the Grimoire, and she misreads the spell, and Boq's heart starts to shrink. So the Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba, has to come in and save Boq's life by turning him into a Tin Man and making him heartless. So we see, which is quite an intense scene to watch, seeing all the metal get attached to Boq's hands and turn him into a Tin Man. Then we see Nessa Rose's death, thanks to Dorothy landing the actual house on her head, killing her, which I didn't like. I think we should have just had it in the background of Nessa Rose trying to find Boq, aka Tin Man, and just not really show the death. So that's my negative for part two, is that I wish it wasn't as dark and dramatic as it was. But anyway, we also find out see Dulcie Bear back, who is the nanny to Nessa Rose and also Elphaba. So we get a nice moment with them. Then we get a confrontation between Madame Marble and Glinda. Glinda doesn't have real magic, so she has to use a bubble-mobile, which she stabs on a button, and the bubble appears around her, and the mechanism controlling the bubble is at the back, so she just has to pretend like she's magic, using a wand and stuff. And we also get a cat fight scene between Elphaba and Glinda, but we don't see the ruby slippers because of it being trademarked to the 1964 film. So we don't see the body, Nessrosa's body shrivel up when Glinda gives Dorothy the shoes, which I liked. But I can't remember what to say. But anyway, so after a cat fighting we get no good deed goes unpunished. That's my new creed. That's when the Wicked Witch of the West, as her full title now, tries to use the Grimoire to cast a spell over Fiyero so he shows no blood. Let his bones never break. Let him never die. Let him never die. So we get like black and white flashbacks to the field where the Scarecrow lives. So we see Fiera's body become more and more Scarecrow-y with more and more of the Scarecrow throughout the song. And then we end the film with all the revelations being revealed that the Wicked Witch faked her death and she actually went into a trap door and down some stairs while Dorothy went back to Wizard with the broomstick just so she could go home without realising that she had the power the entire time to go home. All she had to do was click her heels together 3 times saying, "There's no place like home, there's no place like home, there's no place like home." And we'll get revealed that the wizard the entire time was Elphaba's birth dad, real dad, not the Munchkin Land Chancellor or whatever it is, governor. So Glinda orders the wizard to go home and never return to Oz, and because Madame Orble was also in cahoots with the wizard the entire time. The flying monkeys, which Elphaba created by accident, take Madame Orble away, and it ends with Glinda reminiscing on all the good times she and Elphaba had by singing, I have been changed for good. As if you read this part of that whole song is sung while her and Jonathan Bailey's character, the Scarecrow, or Fiyero, however you want to look at him, are walking in a desert, and the Grimoire, the magic book, opens for Glinda to a random page. So now that's my review. Now I'm going to give you my pros and cons of both films. So my pros for part 1 is that it's very light-hearted, which I like, and the songs fit perfectly for each scenario that they're in. My negatives of part 1 is that it's just a bit long, so they could have sped through it a bit more. Now my pros and cons for part 2. My pros are that all the songs fit again in the scenarios where they're needed. My negatives are that they should let March of the Witch Hunters, which is the song sung by Ethan Slater, who plays the Tin Man, and the crowd go on for a bit longer with Ariana Grande's new song for the film, Girl in a Bubble, overtaking it in the soundtrack. So I think we should have fleshed out March of the Witch Hunters a bit more, and the games immediately after that song ended, Girl in a Bubble. And my other negative is they should have made it more light-hearted, because part 2 is more dark and, intense for the eyes, with the constant, gruesome transformations of Boq turning into a Tin Man, which you actually see him collapse a bit while Nessrosa singing, I am now the Wicked Witch of the East. And you also get black and white images of Fiyero getting beaten up, cruelly beaten up, and also turning into the Scarecrow, and seeing Nessrosa's death. So I think we should have, just skip that not skipped as a whole, but not really showed Dorothy's house landing on Nessa Rose, and which not shown Jonathan Bailey, the world's sexiest man's of 2025's body being hurt, which are just let that happen in the background and just kept it towards Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. So that's my review of Wicked 1 and Wicked 2. Please like this video because it took a while for me to come up with the script and also just remembering what I wrote for my script. So please leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Thanks, bye.